Welcome back to The Agent Within, the podcast where we explore how AI meets the front line, from operations to engagement to transformation. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jeff. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important or misunderstood decisions AI leaders face. And that question is, should you start with a point solution or should you invest in an AI platform from day one?
It's tempting to buy a tool that solves just one problem. You may be just tackling call quality or quality assurance automation or employee burnout and you need engagement. But today we're going to look at the long-term implications of that decision and why a point solution might seem smart now, but actually set you up for a headache later.
Let's start with what a point solution is, because you might be solving one problem and creating three more. So a point solution is a tool designed to do one thing really well. Say real-time coaching for call center agents, or like you said, Mark, automating QA.
Point solutions are fine until your priorities shift. And I got to tell you, in my 30 years of operations, I've never been able to stick to one priority in a job, right? They always shift. Today it's quality assurance. Tomorrow it's employee engagement. Then it's process improvement and eliminating waste. Suddenly you're managing 5 tools and none of them talk to each other. And yeah. I have lived this, Jeff.
Yeah. And that's kind of the trap, right? Companies think that they're solving problems by implementing, a single tool at a time, but what they're really building is like this Frankenstein stack of disconnected tools and a bunch of additional friction in the business. So when you add the complexity of AI into any of the tools, let alone in each of the tools, it becomes operationally expensive to run and kind of impossible to integrate meaningfully.
So let's get real here, Jeff. You're the technology guy, and again, my experience was I had multiple point solutions, and they each were starting to get dedicated AI capabilities integrated into them, and the expectation was somehow I was going to integrate multiple AI solutions into one common platform. And I got to tell you, I couldn't figure it out. Is it technically possible to do it?
So theoretically, yes. Practically, no. Here's what you're looking at. It takes middleware. You're going to be doing APIs. You're going to have to be doing data normalization between, the different models. You're going to have a whole team of engineers and analysts to manage it. And even then, the tools don't share context between each other. So your QA tool doesn't understand what your engagement tool's doing, and your call center call coaching AI has no idea what your onboarding process looks like.
That is exactly what my experience was. You end up with investing in one AI solution, and it just becomes siloed intelligence. It doesn't share all of that investment that you put in to train it. You ultimately then just have a bunch of isolated, data streams, and it just never came together for me to where I was supporting individuals or supervisors, for that matter, in a way that helped them make better decisions.
Yep. And then, the thing we haven't touched on yet is cost. So, let's talk about cost. And one thing that I think of often is when people are looking to do a point solution, it's kind of a buy now and regret later type of thing. They just don't see the regret later when they're buying now. So buying a point tool might feel cheap up front, but then comes, all these things we've been talking about, redundant licenses, integration consultants, endless number of dashboards that you're having to look at and correlate against each other, and then agents toggling between systems all day long.
That is what would drive me nuts, right? Each one of these point solutions had a different dashboard. It never really came together in a common place. And talk about agents toggling. Oh my gosh, the toggling was crazy. It's the classic penny wise, pound foolish, right? Yep. You save a little now, but you're locking yourself into a lot of tech debt for the future integration fatigue if you even try to tackle it, and the operational drag is beyond words.
Yeah, so let's shift to AI platform, right? And that's kind of where Dataken flips the script. A platform starts to look like a tool, but really grows with you like a strategy, and gives you what point solutions can't, which is a unified AI platform that lets you start small. You can still do the point solution use cases, but you can scale that intelligently and strategically.
I think that's a really important point. You can start with Dataken in a cost-effective way as a point solution. As an example, a lot of people start with the process mining tool. That helps you identify inefficiencies in process, right? Where are the biggest pain points, the biggest friction points, and then you go tackle those pain points, and you can do that very, very quickly. And you've only paid for then that part of the Dataken solution that you're using.
Yep. And then as a new need emerges, instead of going on the hunt for a different point solution, let's say you got a new need around, I don't know, engagement or burnout or onboarding, something like that. You just activate other bots within Dataken. We've got, motivation or wellness, security, microlearning, all on the same platform. So no new vendors, no new contracting, no new training, just more value.
You've done a single deployment to desktops. You've provided us the org chart once. We understand context of your organization. We understand the context of the work. We're looking across Outlook and Chrome and Salesforce and Workday and ServiceNow and all of the unique applications in your work. In aggregate, whatever bot you turn on becomes smarter because they share that common deployment, that common brain.
It's really valuable for businesses to approach the, point solution versus platform, kind of intelligently. And you need to think of or treat Dataken like a point solution without all the downsides, right? So that's the beauty of it. Dataken lets you treat it, treat us as a point solution to get started, pay only for what you're going to use, launch a single bot and solve that pressing problem.
But unlike other tools, folks, you're not painted into a corner. You're investing in a foundation, a platform. And when you're ready to scale, the platform's already there, right? It's waiting, it's connected, and it's context aware.
Yeah, and it's the rare case where the short-term win and the long-term strategy are the same decision.
If you're weighing a point solution against a full platform, what Dataken is the platform or another platform, I strongly recommend that you ask yourself, will this tool still work for me when my next 5 problems show up? And it's only a matter of time when you start having those additional problems.
Yeah. Is it going to work for me when those 5 problems show up? And Dataken makes sure the answer is always yes. You get speed, scale, sustainability, without the integration nightmare.
If you're intrigued by this, I encourage you to visit dataken.ai and see how you can start smart and finish stronger and allow your business to grow with AI in a platform approach, one AI platform that's going to allow you to grow that business.
Yep. So thanks for joining us on The Agent Within. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're grappling with an AI decision, share this episode with your team or friends.